Topstep not getting along with silver right now, and people are complaining about it on X. Apex rolling out some new features in their dashboard that's going to help you out tremendously, and a deep dive into Apex trader funding rules and all that fun stuff in this video. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Remember this background from the Florida Keys. We're down here just enjoying a few days and picking up some stuff, and I said I gotta make a video, so why not here, why not now? In this video we're gonna go over how Topstep is back in the news cycle on X regarding having issues with silver. That's right, people were trying to put on and take off trades in silver and they couldn't. They lost XFAs, they lost evals, and they're complaining on X, and they're not happy at all about it. All at the same time with Topstep making it right with some people from the December issues, which is nice to see, with them, you know, getting some free accounts and stuff like that. We're going to go over that and what Topstep had to say about that. Also, Apex just is little by little rolling out some new tools they're not letting you know about, but it's in your dashboard and it allows you to know whether or not you broke a rule, plus more stuff that I'm going to show you in this video, even stuff that I've personally experienced, and I'm going to show you screenshots of it, which is pretty cool to see. And we're going to do, more importantly than everything else, a deep dive into the Apex trader funding rule sets, because I don't want to see you guys get your payouts denied. So we're going to dive into those rules and we're going to go over all of them one by one, and I hope that this video helps you out tremendously, because I'm pretty sure it will. So smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you do that and you comment in the comment section as well, share the video on social media, you're automatically entered into a shot at winning a free Apex account of any size. It'll be a 25k or a 300k, whichever one you want. The winner will get the code and you'll be able to use it at an Apex for any size account you want. It's completely free. So it's a no-brainer to do those things here and enter into that little contest. Guys, any questions as well, you can drop them in the comment section below. Remember to check out the links in the description and comment section of this video. 90% off at Apex right now with a $75 PA fee on your 25, 50k, and I think 100k accounts. The other accounts are $135 for their PA fees. You can get a 50k account for 19 bucks and change, or you can get one of the larger accounts like the 150, 200s, and 300s for $37 and change, I want to say. Coupon code all caps JESSEW, and of course you already know you got 40% off over at Take Profit Trader with 0 activation fee, same code, and 50% off at Trade Day. If you're brand new to them, you'll get 50% off with my code all caps JESSEW. If not, if you've been with them for a minute, you get 40% off, 0 activation fee going on over there. And then you have all the other things like My Funded Futures that just dropped a brand new plan called the Core Flex. You can get that one for like 87 bucks, I want to say, with my code all caps JESSEW. Check it out. They're all down there, bro. You got massive. They're fighting for our money again, which makes it good for you and me. Let's get into the video. Oh, here you got it. It's right back into it. You got, I'm really trying to give Topstep the benefit of the doubt, but I actually cannot believe this. They are saying it was velocity logic, which might be true, but how does it explain me being able to close my XFA position, but not my Express accounts? It doesn't cost Topstep anything to give an XFA, refund, or reinstate the account and bust the trades. Realistically, customer support / happiness is worth way more than a few $100s on the Express account, or potentially a few thousand on an XFA. Just my opinion. Super disappointed with Topstep. Really hate to see it. And what he's referencing to is last night on the 26th, people were trying to get in and out of silver positions, and because of the velocity rule, they couldn't. But it was only happening at Topstep. It wasn't happening anywhere else. Nobody else was complaining about it at My Funded Futures or Take Profit Trader or at Apex, where people were booking insane profits on on Apex yesterday on silver, which is insane. But regardless of the fact, this was his complaint here on Topstep. And here's what was happening. I was passing two 150k Topstep combines. Both were up. My last $4,500 needed to pass. Then I tried to set profit targets. It wouldn't let me. I tried to spam X and close my positions when it was up 6k, and it wouldn't let me. Project X failed me today on silver. Honestly, super disappointed. I hope they can make this right at Michael Patak. And here's what Topstep sent him. What is velocity logic? Velocity logic is a tool used by CME Group to keep trading orderly. It detects sharp price changes that happen very quickly. If the price moves too fast, trading is paused briefly. This gives traders time to react and help prevent wild swings. And then here is how, it's supposed to work. However, on his XFA, he was able to, trade in and out if needed. It was just on his evals that he couldn't get it done. And again, we haven't heard from any other firm regarding this happening. It doesn't make sense. And then you see people in his comment section not happy at all, posting up Topstep's freaking reviews here, 3.6. That's pretty damn bad. And man, honestly, I don't think Topstep is bad. I don't think they're bad, but they gotta tighten it up really, really good. I think they're getting better at tightening things up, but they really have to tighten up even more because this is just not looking good on them in the least bit. What they need to do is just reinstate this guy's XFAs back with the right balance, and that's it. I mean, it shouldn't even get this far. Like, this should have been done, you know, within 24 hours. And look, you can see the people's comments right here. Make it right for the guy, please. They won't. Worst trading platform and customer service out there. Nowadays it's happening frequently. Good luck. Lost on XFA when orders didn't sell well into profit. I lost 2 combines and 1 XFA in December. What else? Make it right. Another L for Project X. Like, it's just a continuous onslaught of this non-stop. You all need to lock in. They really do. And look, when it comes down to it, brass tacks, I don't dislike Topstep by any means. They were always in my top 10 and they still are, but man, they keep dropping rank. And I lost my live account with Topstep. When was it? In December, I want to say, or was it now in January? I think it might have actually been now in January. It lasted me a few months. Do I want to go back and trade a 150k eval and try to turn it into an XFA, maybe get a few of them under my belt again? I mean, part of me does, but it would take more than a 50% discount for me to go try one. To be honest, I'd rather just go trade 150k eval, a pro one at my funded futures. It's basically the same rules, a $100,000 cap on the payouts on those pros. I'd rather do that. But I mean, if Topstep can square their stuff away here this year, maybe at some point this year I'll buy an eval and give it a whirl again. But right now, there's just no reason for me to, which kind of sucks because, again, I do like Topstep, but I don't like this mess and this inconsistency. And we didn't see any other firm with this velocity issue. We didn't. I mean, if it's out there, put the link in the comment section and I'll check it out. But I haven't seen it. I've searched. Didn't find any. And for those of you wondering what Topstep has to say regarding the outages in December, here you go. Topstep X December outage follow-up. We've completed our review, and here's what's happened in results. And we addressed the impacts of the outages on accounts that have been affected. We've provided resolutions for many traders, should really be all traders, over the past month. But if you were affected and have not resolved, with support, we've credited your profile with one or more account, depending on how you were impacted. And if you want, you can pause and read the rest of it. At least they're doing something about it. I don't know why it took this long. It shouldn't have, but whatever. And you saw how I said whatever and was super nonchalant, but you cannot be nonchalant about Apex trading funding rules. The rules at Apex are plentiful, okay? They're not super difficult to adhere to, in my opinion, at least in my experience, even though I have failed rules, right? The good thing about Apex when you're in a sim funded account, if you fail a rule, right? If you break a rule, they don't take your profits away. They don't breach your account. You just put in for the payout. Well, in the case nowadays, you don't have to even put in for the payout, but you get denied the payout. The profit stays there. You keep trading, you show you can follow the rules, and then you have access to that money. So regardless of the fact, when you're over here at Apex, I got 90% off going on right now, massive discounts on the PA fee and resets. You can get yourself a 50K account, a 25 to like 50K account, I think, or maybe an 100K, 25 to 100K for like $19 and change. And then the bigger accounts leading up to 300K, they're coming out to like 30 something bucks. Coupon code all caps JESSEW. Click here, the frequently asked questions tab, and let's go do a deep dive into the Apex rules. Look, in the evaluation phase, it's super easy. You just don't let the trailing drawdown hit you, and that's it. If the trailing drawdown hits you, you blow up the account, you're done. But just take profits, in other words. But that's it. There's the only rule that you have to worry about, and you can pass in one day if you want to. If you're new, right? If you don't have a system down packed, don't go for that one day to pass thing because you're just going to blow up accounts left and right. But once you do pass and you go into your PA, your performance accounts, this is the sim funded phase. This is where you have to pay attention to the rules so you don't get payouts denied. You have to pay attention to the rules so you don't get those payouts denied. Per performance account trading rules, contract scaling rules is super easy, okay? It's not difficult at all. In a 50K account, you need to get to your buffer, right? All the accounts need a buffer. But in your 50K, when you get to your buffer, which is $2,500, right? It's your intraday trailing drawdown, which is $2,500 plus $100. Once you hit $2,600, that becomes a static account. That means now the account has $2,600 for you to lose on. If you make it to 3,000, well, you can lose 3,000. If you make it to 10,000, you can lose 10,000 if you want. I would have said by then take payouts, take payouts. Anyways, the way the scaling contract rule works is very simple. You're going to stay at just 5 contracts that you can trade to start. Initial limit. Traders are restricted to trading half their size, their maximum allowed contracts, until they reach their trading threshold stop. Trading thresholds reach once the account has an end of day balance exceeding the trailing threshold, which is the initial balance, plus the trailing drawdown plus 100, $2,600 in a 50K account. Traders can then use their full contracts limit. So, for example, a 50K account, you can trade up to 10 contracts. But you cannot trade 10 contracts in a performance account in a PA until you have hit $2,600 and it's the next day. So let's say you hit a $2,600 balance today. Well, tomorrow when you wake up, you log in, you got $2,600. You can trade 10 contracts if you want. I wouldn't. That's nuts. Not in a PA anyways. Then you have the 30% negative P&L rule. This is the MA rule. I violated this one recently. And be careful with this one, okay? Because look, recently, the scaling rule, I violated it completely accidentally. Why? Because I thought I was copy trading 5 accounts and I didn't click the copy trader. And before I knew it, I had clicked buy or sell. I don't remember what the trade was twice. And that gave me 5 and 5 all in one account, giving me 10 contracts in one account versus it being 2 contracts on 5 accounts. The negative P&L rule here on 30%. This one's one you have to pay attention to. The way this one works, think about a $50,000 account. If your profit balance is $4,000, a trader should not allow a drawdown exceeding $1,200 in an unrealized P&L. It doesn't mean you can't have your account red $1,200. That's perfectly fine. It means that if you have an open position and this open position goes red over $1,200, you have now violated the MAE rule if you have obviously $4,000 in profit in the account. Oh, but Jesse, what if it's a brand new account? What if it's a brand new account, Jesse? What if it's an account that's slightly red? What if it's an account that only has $300 in profit in it, Jesse, or $100 profit, or $1,500 profit, or $2,500 profit? What about those accounts? Well, new accounts or low profit accounts. For accounts that are new or have low profits, the 30% rule is based on the trailing threshold. So it's $2,500. Remember, the intraday trail drawdown is $2,500 on the 50K account, right? So 30% of that is going to be just $750. That means you could lose $1,000 in a day. That doesn't matter. What matters is that any open unrealized position does not go unrealized negative over $750. That's it. It's not that freaking hard to understand, okay? It's there, bro. Like, I could spend the next 10 minutes rewarding this in a bunch of different ways, but it's all going to come out to the same $750 until you've gone over that, right? Until you've gone well over that. Adjustments based on growth. Oh, and how much is it well over? It's double, okay? Until you've hit, what is it, like over $5,000, then you can do 50%. Oh, here it is, adjustment based on growth. At the end of day, profit balance doubles the safety net. Traders may use 50% drawdown limit instead of 30%, but you got to double it. Means you got to be well over $5,000. That's it. Example, $50,000 account. If you accumulate $2,600 in profit and pass the safety net, your risk is calculated on 30% of that, $2,600. If your profit rises to $5,200, your drawdown allowance can increase to $2,600, 50% of $5,200. There you go. Super simple. Pause this. You can take a look at it if you like and dissect it a little bit more. It's just going to reiterate what I've already said in picture format for you visual learners. So back to these rules here. 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. Okay, the 5-to-1 risk reward ratio is a risk management guideline to ensure that traders are balanced and responsible with the amount of risk relative to the potential profit. For every trade you make, your stop loss should not exceed 5 times the amount of your profit. Meaning they're going to let you risk $5 to make 1, which is wild to me because I try to risk $1 to make $2 to $3. But there you go. People will complain, but they're letting you have risk if you want it. No hedging. I mean, guys, we know this. No firm allows hedging. I mean, you can't even hedge in personal accounts with CME. Well, as long as it's the same vehicle, right? The same trading vehicle. One direction rule. Traders are only allowed to hold positions in one direction at a time, either long or short. Traders are also prohibited from using non-discretionary bias strategies where they have open orders for both sides of the market. For full details, and bro, I have not seen anybody really do this, but if you really want to see that, here you go. Single directional rule. Traders are only allowed to hold a position in one direction at a time. Either long, we already went over that, no hedging. Holding both long and short positions simultaneously on the same or correlated instrument is strictly prohibited. That's it. It's just reiterating the same damn thing again. Now, what other rules do you need to look at? These that I'm going to show you right now are extremely important if you don't want those payouts denied. Here you go. Payout parameters. These are important here. The profit split. Traders are entitled to 100% of the first $25,000 per account that are paid out and 90% of the profits after that. That means 25,000 bucks is all yours. The first $25,000 from each account is yours. If you took $25,000 out of an account today, okay, you put it in your pocket, and then tomorrow, right, you start a new eval, you make it a PA, and time progresses, and you get to the point where you're uncapped again, and you can take out, 25K, or you just took 25K little by little, you'll get it again. Because it's per account, not lifetime, not your lifetime with the firm like some other places do. So that's pretty damn awesome in my opinion. Payout requirements criteria. You need to trade for 8 trading days. You must have completed at least 8 trading days. Profit on the 5 days. At least 5 of those 8 days must show a profit of $50 or more. Safety net for the first 3 payouts. The safety net is calculated as your drawdown limit plus 100. This requirement applies to your first 3 payouts only. For more details, please refer to the safety net rules. 30% consistency rule, windfall. This is your consistency rule, means that no one single day should be responsible for more than 30% of your total profits. All right, that's it. It's very simple. And then it shows you how to calculate that if you don't know how to do that. I mean, calculations, 1,500 divided by 0.3 is $5,000. No one day, should be bigger than 1,500 bucks. That's it. So if you have $5,000, no one day should be bigger than 1,500 bucks. The safety net requirement for the first 3 payouts applies to the first 3 payouts. The safety net requirement must be observed the first 3 approved payouts. As the 4th payout, the safety net requirement is no longer applicable. Safety net definition. The safety net is defined as the amount of equivalent to the drawdown based on the account size plus an additional $100. Applies to all accounts. Minimum for payouts is 500 bucks. A payout above minimum. To request a payout over 500, the balance must exceed the safety net threshold by the amount equal to that. So typically, I try to get $2,000 out of 50K accounts. So I usually don't put in for a payout request until I hit like $4,100 or 4,200 bucks. That way, when I put in my payout, I drop into the safety net zone, 2,100 bucks, 2,200 bucks. I leave a little cushion there. So examples, here's some examples. For example, $50,000 account, we calculated safety net $2,500 plus 100, 2,600 based on the drawdown, blah, blah, blah. Come on, this is simple. This is easy stuff. To request a higher amount, for example, $1,200, the balance must exceed the safety net by the additional amount requested above the minimum of 500. In this case, the additional 700, meaning the account balance must be at least 53,300. Requesting 1,200 will leave the account balance at 52,100, which leaves you at the $2,100 balance that I was talking about. Required minimum balance to request a payout. So on a 50K account, you need to at least have $52,600. That means if you hit this, you can put in a payout request for 500 bucks. So as long as you followed all the other rules. We scroll on down, minimum and maximum payouts. 50K accounts, maximum you can put out is 2,000 bucks, right? And here you see them all. 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 2,700, and then your 300K account, you can pull out 3,500 bucks. They got a static account. If you want to trade a static account, you can pull out 1,000 on that one. No maximum after the 5th payout. So after the 5th payout, right, starting from the 6th payout, there's no maximum payout amount, provided the minimum balance threshold remains in the account after the payout. So you're uncapped. You're uncapped at that point, which is freaking awesome. 100% payout eligibility guidelines. To qualify for 100% payouts, trader must first complete 5 approved payouts. Starting with the 6th payout, you can withdraw 100% of your profits. Even if you reach this milestone earlier than 4 months, by following a steady 8-day payout cycle, you can achieve this in as little as 48 trading days, providing full access to your profits in approximately 2 months. And yeah, I mean, if you get on a hot sting, you could theoretically get this done. I've never gotten this. I got really close to uncap once, and then I'm so pissed. I'll never forget it. I got really close to uncapped, and I was about to put in for the payout. It was the 5th one. I think, yeah, it was the 5th one. And I lost a few $100. Went at it again. Trying to make it back because I wanted to get that 5th payout on that day so I can get into uncapped. And I blew them up. Boop, 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 boop. It was just like 2 or 3 accounts. I think it was 2 accounts. Eligibility, complete 5 approved payouts to access the 100%. We already know all that. Like, we're not going to go over it again and again. If you want to read that, just pause the video. How payouts work with multiple accounts. Each account operates independently, meaning you can request the maximum payout out of each account during the eligibility payout period. Suppose you have 10 50K accounts. You can withdraw $2,000 from each of them every 8 trading days for a total of $20,000 across all accounts. If you repeat this process over 16 days, you could withdraw a total of $40,000. This independence allows you to scale your trading and withdrawals based on your overall account structure. Benefits of managing multiple accounts. Increase earning potential, risk management. I land very well here because I don't trade all 20 accounts at once. I trade them in sets of 5. That's what I do. Prohibited activities. Trading without risk management. High risk strategies, meaning where you're going to be over 5-1, really. Using trailing threshold as a stop loss. I feel like, I want to say how would they know, but I feel like they know. Stockpiling evaluation accounts. Purchasing multiple discounted evaluation accounts to cycle through and intentionally blow up. Oh yeah, there it is. And intentionally blow up accounts in pursuit of windfall profits, not permitted. So you set that base of gambling, right? Like I buy accounts and I have past evals that I let sit in the back burner. But then I go and I trade my other stuff properly. Like I don't go trying to like make $50,000 in one day because I know that that's going to freaking, I'm going to get the ban hammer, right? So I don't do that. What I do is I continue trading my other my PAs as I would normally, you know, taking 1, 2, 3 contracts, depending on the buffer that I might have or don't have. And you know, going for my 1, 2, 3, 4, $500 wins, depending on the buffer if I have or don't have. If I have a good buffer, I'm probably starting to push it, you know, trying to make that $4, $5, $6, $800, $1,000 day, right? So I'm trading them according to my strategy and how I plan to trade the sets that I have. And then I always have some there as reserves in case I do end up blowing up an account or a set of 5. I can just call up a new 5 and try to just continue fine tuning things. So there you go. Manipulation of simulated trading environment. We already know and heard about that continuously. You can pause and read these right here, right? I would say 90% of us would not land in these prohibitive activities, but read them anyways. And onto a new feature here, early account update notification. See, now when you log in, you can actually see whether or not you violated a rule. Let me show you real quick. So you see right here, okay, remember when you log into your dashboard, you can go see the charts for your PAs and your evals, right? Normally what you'll see here is your balance, what you've done, red days. You'll see when you put in for a payout, whether it was approved or denied, you get a little red arrow up here or green arrow. Well, now, not only do you see your balance, not only do you see that about the payouts, not only do you see your red days, which is this, one red day, not bad, no. Anyways, you see these little red diamonds? These are days you violated a rule. I don't know what the freaking hell rule I violated back here. It could have been, I don't really know. But anyways, I violated a rule here. And I'm sure they're going to roll it out to the point where you click this and it'll show you what rule you violated. They have to, because it only makes sense. So that way you're at least aware. Even though you do get an email now ahead of time and lets you know. This is great because now this lets you know you violated a rule and you don't have to worry about, oh, let me put in for a payout and see if I get the payout approved because, well, maybe I broke a rule. Now you know that when you put in for a payout, you know whether or not it's going to get approved because you'll know whether or not you broke a rule because your rules are going to be stated right here, whether they were violated or not. They're also going to email you letting you know. Let me show you. So here is one of the things that Apex is working on. And let me tell you something. They're working on some other stuff that I can't let you know yet, but you're going to like it later this year. Anyways, we've introduced a new system designed to help traders stay informed and avoid unnecessary payout denials. Apex may now send account updates notifications when certain trading activity impacts payout eligibility. These notifications provide early visibility into account status related to payouts, so you can continue trading with clarity and confidence. What are the account update notifications? Account update notifications are informational alerts sent when the trading activity affects payout eligibility. They are intended to keep you aware of your account's payout status as it relates to key risk management rules. These notifications are meant to provide clarity early rather than having payout impacting issues surface later during payout review. What's new? Payout violations were only discovered when submitting a payout request, often after completing additional trading days that couldn't be applied towards eligibility. With this update, you'll be notified the next trading day so you can immediately start working towards your next payout without wasted effort. This means fewer surprises, faster recovery, and more control over your trading journey. What happens if you receive a notification? If an account update notification is triggered, it means trading activity has impacted payout eligibility. In these cases, the payout request feature will be temporarily unavailable for 8 trading days while eligibility resets. You may continue trading as normal during this time. Once the applicable period has passed, there is no additional rule violations. The payout request feature can be restored. How does this affect payouts? In some cases, payout eligibility may be limited to profits earned after the date of the activity that triggered the notification. This limitation will remain in place until you have successfully completed 2 approved payout requests at a maximum payout amount of your account size. So $2,000 for a 50K account. In certain scenarios, profits associated with rule-breaking activity may also be removed from payout eligibility. I haven't seen that happen. This is new, and I haven't seen that happen. But they already wrote it down. So you know what? Now we have to keep this in mind. So far, my profits I haven't seen being removed. I haven't heard anybody complain on X regarding profits being removed. But we must keep an eye on this. Why Apex takes this approach. Risk management rules are designed to help traders stay consistent, manage drawdowns, and avoid blah, 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 blah. Let's see what else. We already know this. It's 8 trading days. Yes, I continue trading if I receive an account update notification. Yep, you can continue trading. Does this affect all my accounts? Nope. And there you go. Okay, so doubling back, I think that they need to be a little bit more clear in this right here. Okay, in certain scenarios, profits associated with a rule-breaking activity may be removed from payout eligibility. The only type of rule that I can imagine being the case here is going to be either windfall, right? Where somebody came in, made $20,000 in one day and then spent the rest of the week making $50. I could see where that would be the case, or whether, or if they're being caught maybe hedging without purposely hedging. I don't know. I see it more applicable on the windfall of things, honestly, and that's it. That's where I see it. But I think they need to be more clear on that, and I hope they will. And I'm certain they will, especially after they watch this video, because I know that they watch. So that's what I would imagine. It's the only thing that makes sense to me, right? Because if you violated the MAE rule, look, man, personal accounts, proper accounts, every single trader in the world has let a trade go against them a little bit too much at one point or another. And I know me personally, personal accounts, this is when I used to trade equities, the chart changes. Sometimes our stop, we're like, oh shit, it is too tight. I shouldn't have put my stop there. And if I get there, I'm going to get wicked out and it's going to still go into my direction because volume profiles are there, because everything else lines up. You just didn't enter at the right place and you didn't set your stop, more importantly, at the right place. Because you can enter in the wrong spot. All you got to do is adjust your size to accommodate for the size of your stop loss zone. I remember shorting Tesla years ago, and I'm like, if I put my stop where I initially thought, I'm going to get stopped out and, this is not good. So I extended my stop. I was okay with taking on the extra risk, and I extended my stop to the proper zone. We never got up into that zone, but we did pierce my original stop zone. And then we turned around. It was a short, and Tesla just dumped, and I made a bunch of money on it as a day trade. So this was on Charles Schwab using Street Smart's Edge. For those of you who don't know, that's an awesome platform. I don't think they even have it anymore, which kind of sucks. Anyways, I digress. That's what my thought is on this. So before we move further into this here and we go over all the Apex rules, I want you to stick around because we're going to go over these new features that Apex is rolling out little by little in the dashboard, and it's going to help you know whether or not you qualify for a payout so that you don't put in for a payout and then it gets denied and you're like, what the hell happened? This little section here is new and you're going to want to be in the video watching it. Ephesians 6:12 through 13. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Put on the armor of God, guys. Got to get into the word. We got to get into prayer. We have to get into our faith, and we have to push forth. Guys, think about it. When you want to work out, what do? You get into the gym, you lift some weights, you put some cardio on, right? You do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Resistance training is paramount to strength and growth. It's the same to our spiritual journey. If we don't get into training, how could we ever grow in our spirituality with God, right? In our relationship with Jesus? It's impossible. You can't do it. It is literally impossible. You're just going to sit there and stagnate. If you just sit there, right? If you just sit there and eat and just sit and eat, you barely ever move, you lose muscle. You go into muscle atrophy, right? And if you barely eat, you go into a catabolic state, meaning your body starts to consume its muscles for energy. Imagine your spirit, your soul wanting to grow, and you don't feed it. You don't put on the armor of God. You got to just do it. Remember that Shia LaBeouf? Do it. Do it. Well, guys, that's it for me today, and it's going to be the last one from here, from the Florida Keys. I'm going to miss this place for a few short little months, and then we'll be back to enjoying the sun in the boat. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Remember, I upload videos Mondays and Thursdays, and I go live on Wednesdays. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I go live and upload my videos, and I'll catch you on another one. Peace.